Are they oblivious? I think so. Do they care? I think not. Do they want us to hear their conversation? Hell, I don't know. Hi again, everybody. Alan Warren here, the RV Wingman. Today's video, we're going to call it Shut Up and Listen. Did I get your attention? Shut Up and Listen is the title to a song that expresses so much of what I have been feeling lately. Today is Wednesday, July the 27th, and happy birthday to the songwriter, my good friend Roger Hurricane Wilson. A link to this song, Shut Up and Listen, is down below. I think if you like this channel, you're probably going to like this song. Anyway, and yes, I will play a verse of it here in just a couple of minutes, but I want to tell you, what is wrong with people? I mean, what's wrong with us? Everywhere I seem to turn, not everywhere, but almost everywhere that I turn, people are just oblivious. They ignore you. There's no eye contact. There's not the courtesy there once was. Everybody's in a rush to do their own thing. You go out, you follow somebody, and they're on their cell phone every minute at a stoplight. Just look around at the stoplight. Look at a grocery store. It used to be, at least for me, I'd be walking down one aisle of a grocery store and somebody else would be coming the other way. And you just kind of smile and, hey, how's it going? And just an acknowledgement that there are other human beings around. We are humans. We want to interact, don't we? Or do we want to interact just with our screens? But it happens all over the place. People just don't want to interact with other human beings. They would prefer to do this and get on their, iPhone and start texting people. That's not an effective way to communicate. Human beings need more than that. And that's the point of my video today. My friend Roger Hurricane Wilson he's been performing his whole life. Here's some pictures of him. He was a CNN reporter. He's been playing the guitar. He's a musician, one of the most accomplished blues guitar players on earth. Played with just about everybody. He played with Les Paul. This guy is really good, and he's a songwriter. And years ago, Roger and I were talking. I said, I've seen him perform, and he's fabulous. But it doesn't matter how good somebody is. What is it with people in the audience that constantly talk and interrupt? They're not there to listen to their performance. They don't care about their performance. They pay their money, but they're interrupting. They're talking blah, 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 blah. And you're like, would you shut up? I'm paying money for this. I heard about a guy that paid good money to go to a Paul McCartney concert years ago. I mean, Paul McCartney, the Beatles, nobody gets better than that, right? Fantastic concert. Husband and wife sitting right behind the guy. Blah, 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 blah. I remember this and that and talking about it. And he turned around and he said, would you guys mind piping down? We all paid a lot of money for this. And they were offended. Can you imagine such a thing? It used to be when people would go to watch a performance. I'm not talking about a sporting event, but I'm talking about a musician. That they would have the respect for the musician and they'd listen. Or if they don't like it, get up and leave. But to go in and to interrupt and disrespect the performance, that is that person's art. I'm not trying to defend all musicians, but it's the truth. We have turned a respectful, fun activity where we were all watching somebody play the piano or listening to a symphony into blah, 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 blah. Happens at the movie theater. It happens all over the place. So Roger, after we talked, he calls me up and he goes, I got this song. It's called Shut Up and Listen. I'm like, oh boy. So I'm going to play a real short version of it right now. We're going to pick it back up on the other side. And I'm going to tell you how that relates to RVing and to life in general. So we're breaking the song right here, right now on Wingman Wisdom called Shut Up and Listen.
If you came to hear music, just shut up and listen. We don't want to hear about your last dental visit. Please go somewhere else to do your bitching. If you came to hear music, then shut the hell up and listen.
So as I said, I've got a link to Roger's song down below. I really love it. Can you relate when you go to a concert or you go to some place and you want to listen to somebody? Listen. And there's other people talking. Does that bother you? Don't you just wish you could turn around and just go, hey, shut up and listen? I know I do. Anyway, I think it is part of our culture today. That's just my thought. I mean, it used to be you'd go someplace, you'd have some respect for other people. You wouldn't talk too loud in a restaurant. But now what happens? You hear people fighting and arguing and blah, blah, blah. It's like 3 tables over. Could you pipe down and have some respect for other people who are trying to eat here? How about the man or the woman in the airport that picks up their cell phone and they're waiting for a flight and everybody else is pretty quiet, waiting for their flight and looking at the time. And they're just talking on the phone. Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, blah, 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 be there after what? Are they oblivious? I think so. Do they care? I think not. Do they want us to hear their conversation? Hell, I don't know. I just think it is a cultural thing, and it all starts when we're little bitty young people. If we don't get to the little bitty young people, we don't teach them how to shut up and listen. If we don't teach them how to respect their elders, respect our flag, respect rules, respect elders. Doesn't mean to be a sheep and follow along and, like a zombie and follow along with the crowd. It means to respect. It's real basic. But I think somewhere along the way over the last 20, 30, 40 years, we have lost that respect. We've let the internet train our children and grandchildren. We have gotten away from looking other people in the eye and saying, hey, good morning, opening the door for people. That's not a sign of me. I'm trying to dominate you. I'm trying to show you some respect. You don't have to say, oh, thank you for opening the door for me. But it would be nice to just have a little human interaction instead of a thumbs up on an emoji or on a social media post. Interact with human beings. Every week on my iPhone, I think it's an automatic default. I get a deal that says your screen time was down 28% this week, or your screen time was up 41% this week. And I look at it and go, my God, has my phone eaten away that much of my day? Do you feel that way? Do you get those notifications? Do you wonder, how did I spend 3 hours today on my phone? But sometimes I do. And it's frightening because when I'm on my phone, I'm not paying attention to everything else. The world is going on around us. People are living and dying and struggling and succeeding. And we're looking at this. Did you hear about the so-and-so? This is important. We need this. But God, we need this. At least in my opinion, we do. I think it's a good idea to we listen to Roger's song, Shut Up and Listen, but think about it. Seriously. We owe respect to people. Can you imagine going to church? The pastor's up there, the minister's up there, giving his sermon, talking, and people blah, 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 blah. How disrespectful. Don't go to church. Pipe down. By the way, I am not upset doing this video. I'm really not. I'm just kind of a passionate guy, and sometimes it seems like I get a little bit worked up. But I think that we could all do better. At least I hope we could all do better by shutting up more and listening a whole lot more. Back when I owned a campground, I had this saying, and I know that this is ugly, but I think I'm not unique in this. Any business owner will tell you, in general, human beings don't read, they don't think, they don't listen, but they know everything. Think about that. They didn't read the campground rules. Not everybody, but many, many people wouldn't read the campground rules. They sign it, yeah, I read the campground rules. No, they didn't. They don't think of other people. They don't listen, but they don't even know it. And then when you go and you bump them, beep, beep, or you go, hey, excuse me, you got to pick up the big dirty after your dog. Then they get mad at you. What is going on with us? Do you think that we all need to shut up and listen more? Or do you think, hey, I'm just being too ugly and too nasty in this video? And that's okay either way. I want you to know, Roger Hurricane Wilson, thank you for a great song. I hope it does very well for you. Happy birthday to you. And everybody, let me know what you think. Do you think that we are coming apart at the seams? I kind of sometimes think that. I need to be surrounded with people that will be quiet more, listen more. When they speak, they communicate something of value that I go, wow, I never thought of that. Speaking of that, your comments mean so much to me. Many of them are funny, some are hypercritical, and I don't even know why some people take the time to send me these big long emails that are just stupid. And I'm going to be reading one of them, and Well, I'll be reading several of them in the videos to come. Anyway, thank you so much. I want to encourage you to check out the song. That link is down below. Again, it is called Shut Up and Listen. Oh, and Roger said, you know how I end my videos by saying, don't leave your good manners at home? He said, why don't you just say, take your good manners with you? I said, Roger, I don't know if people have any good manners anymore. Roger is the eternal optimist. I'm sort of on the other side of the spectrum sometimes. So anyway, thank you for watching. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Share it on social media. Remember, I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home. I'll see you next time.
The person on stage is bearing their soul, while your constant chatter really gets old. It's more than rude. We've all had enough. Please do us all a favor and shut the hell up. It'll strike a chord by writing this song. If you're really listening now, can you admit you've been wrong? I won't apologize for calling you out. So the next time you go to hear music, just shut your mouth.